goals, I mean, okay, this is not just an anti-racist policy. This is very important. Of course it is about preventing racism, preventing discrimination. It's focused on the ground, on say, okay, we know that the racist process starts with prejudices, and we are focusing on the base. But the origin of this is the intercultural approach. So we want to prevent discrimination. We want to focus, of course, on what affects mostly the most fundamental rights of people and the equality and the dignity. That's for sure the main concern. But at the same time, we need to go a bit farther, because we know that we want to improve the way people live in a city in terms of the level of inclusion, of cohesion, but also we want to promote this positive interaction, because we think that the mental barriers, that prejudices, that discrimination is not just a really, really bad thing for the victims and for those who suffer this, but it's really bad for the whole society. And if you just tolerate diversity, you are missing a very important point, is that you're not getting the benefits of diversity. And not just that. I mean, if you want really to build some kind of common sense of belonging, if you want to build shared values in a society, if you want to benefit from the different perspectives, you need to promote positive interaction. And when I say promoting positive interaction, as I would say, it's not just forcing people to mix. It's just basically trying to reduce the barriers that makes this interaction easy, you know. And the mental ones was one. So the main challenge, we start saying, okay, we want to reduce, we want to challenge stereotypes, prejudices, and rumors as a very concrete and human aspect that make people really aware of how prejudices are canalized, are shared through rumors, and how we all participate in the rumor circle. You know, it's like we all have been sometimes victim of rumors, and we are often part of the rumors. And that was a very easy way to make people approach an issue that usually it's quite complex, it's quite sensitive, and people are not really open to start talking about your prejudices, you know. Yes, I've got this thing with these people, you know, I don't know why, I need to change, man, you know. No, usually people don't do that because we don't want to recognize our prejudices. This is a hard job, this is tough one, it's questioning your identity, how you read, your personality. People, we don't want to do that. So rumors, we realized that they were really good, you know, and pretext to put some issues on the table in a way that people feel more, you know, relaxed to talk about them, and to start realizing that, well, yes, yeah, I hear a lot of rumors. It's a very good, you know, have you heard any rumor about, you know, migrants or refugees or Muslims or Catalans or Quebecois? You know, like, yeah, I've heard some, yeah. Yeah, I've heard sometimes that Catalan are a bit like greedy, yeah, they just want bit, you know, this language and they don't want, you know, that. So it's like, maybe it's easy to say, no, I think so, you know, because Catalans are like this. But talking about rumors is a very quite cool way to start putting on the table issues that usually you don't do. But another thing before designing the strategy, it hasn't been working in other strategies or campaigns or whatever. Mainly, we had the feeling that there was something very important. When I checked the other European countries, mainly, this idea of some mainstream parties not leading the public discourse on diversity issues, and basically having this idea that blaming citizens for having prejudices. Let's say, if you have, I don't know, in France, Le Pen start having some support, the reaction of other parties can be like, okay, you know, these racist people, you know, it's like blah, 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 blah. And then you start having more just kind of profile, working class or people who used to vote for socialists or for whatever, and then start saying for Le Pen. And you haven't really dealt with some issues. You haven't really included in your policies, discourses, some issues regarding diversity or whatever. And your reaction is totally reactive. It's like, okay, there's some people occupying the space here saying this really racist and xenophobic thing, and you haven't said anything before, and now your reaction is like, oh, you're racist, people, you know, ignorant, stupid people. So the first approach, it was like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that, because we've been realizing that we all have prejudices. There are different issues, complex issues going on, and maybe if instead of blaming people for being stupid, ignorant, and racist, we realize we all are in the game, and instead of blaming, we start like, we call like seducing people to attract here, to say, okay, listen, this is not about you feeling really guilty, you know, like I'm saying, oh yeah, sorry, I've got this prejudice, you know, I'm gonna change, sorry, yes. No, it's about like, how can you attract people to reflect together with others in a cool way, and saying, hey, wow, yes, there are some things that maybe I haven't thought before, maybe we are not aware of the negative consequences that some of our small actions and things and comments that we do in our daily life, globally, they have a really negative impact. And because I don't like when some people, you know, stereotype me because I'm whatever, neither should say the Chinese are wrong, because it's true, I don't know many Chinese actually. I don't have a clue what they're doing there. Maybe that's the problem. I don't have a clue because I don't have a clue. I say this is mafia there because they, you know, I mean, and it's kind of using the rumors instead of blaming to seducing and attracting. So there was another thing that we realized at the very beginning. Be careful when dealing with issues, because if we start saying, hey, rumors are not true, look at these rumors, you know, like, and this can have a really strong backfire effect. Like people saying, well, why are you telling me these rumors? And how do you do it? If you don't do it properly, you could make things worse, you know? So that was just some alerts that we have, and saying, okay, what we need to do is to, okay, at the beginning it's like, this is about raising awareness, it's about promoting critical thinking, it's about interaction. We want to avoid that people don't interact because of the differences, but you know, see the similarities and see the other differences that are not linked to your origin, culture, physical appearance, or whatever. So, what was the anti-rumors approach? What was the minimum conditions or the principles of the approach that we decided that they were, okay, we need this at the beginning, otherwise we are going to succeed. So we start with the political commitment. That was a public policy. If you don't have political commitment, this is not going to work. So it's like, okay, this is a city strategy. It's not just a political strategy. This is not just a one government strategy. This is a city strategy. So apart from the political commitment, you need really to promote this social engagement process that I was talking before, from the very beginning. Not just saying, okay, we're going to do these decisions, we're going to do these things, and from time to time we're going to ask some people to come here to do some workshops and say, hey, yes, look, you know, like you're part of this, it's great, let's do these actions, but we decide